Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you guys so much for joining us in our Open House Live session today. My name is Shannon Oliver, and I am the Manager for School Partnerships and Outreach at the Lone Star College-Montgomery campus, and I will be your moderator for today's session while we hear from our incredible panelists. We are hosting a total of 5 Open House Live sessions this week. Today's session will be focused on programs within the construction, energy, and manufacturing fields. So if that's what you came to hear, you are in the right place. If you missed any of our previous sessions, you can catch recordings online of those sessions at lonestar.edu/live, that same website that you used to sign up for today's session. And those should be viewable for you by the end of the week. We have already hosted information sessions on student services, transfer and career selection, and healthcare programs and our science programs, as you can see. And after today, we'll have one more session focused on human services, fire science, professional pilot, and digital and computer information technology programs. So be sure to tune into those sessions as well. Just a quick reminder, our campus is currently closed, but that doesn't mean that we're not here to serve you. There are a number of ways that you can reach us to get assistance. We have the Virtual Maverick Assistance Center, or the VMAC, and that is staffed Monday through Saturday from 10 to 2 p.m. And that has admissions, financial aid, and advising folks that are there that you can meet with via WebEx, just like we're doing here today, and you can get one-on-one personalized help from them. We also have some live chat options that can be accessed through your My Lone Star account. And then, of course, our call center and our departmental email accounts are always available to you. So if you need to know something, or if you need help with someone, all the contact information is on our website that's listed on that slide, lonestar.edu/Montgomery-resources. Registration for summer and fall is open right now, so make sure that you complete your registration as quickly as possible so that you can get the classes you want before they fill up. Okay, so today we have some incredible presentations lined up for you to learn all about our construction, energy, and manufacturing programs. As you're listening to our panelists talk today and you have a question, please feel free to use the Q&A option in your WebEx, and that is how we will address any questions that you have, and we will address those at the end of the session. Today we have presenters from our welding program, our machining program, our automotive program, and our land surveying and mapping program. So let's go ahead and get started with our first presenter, Anthony Beth. He is the program director of our welding technology. And Anthony, go ahead and kick us off.
All right, hello everybody. My name is Anthony Best. I'm the director for the welding program over at LSC Conroe. I'm a certified welding inspector and a certified welding educator through the American Welding Society. We have a very unique program because our center is located within an industrial hub. So there's businesses that consistently look for and hire students from my welding program to fill their ranks as they need welders. Slide, please. So, a couple things that we offer. We offer 2 paths to get into the workforce quickly. So the levels, or the certifications, your Cert Level 1, Cert Level 2, are basically an easier way for you to start your career as a welder. It doesn't involve a lot more work afterwards on the academic side. Now, the associate's degree of welding is an actual college degree. Takes a little bit longer investment, but in the process, you get your Level 1 cert for steel and metal arc welding, gas metal arc welding, and your Level 2 cert, which covers TIG and pipe. And it also covers all the academics that go along with a traditional college degree. Now, regardless of what path you want to go, I won't hold that against you. You're going to get the exact same level of expertise and knowledge regardless if you're doing the certs or if you're doing the degree. I hire instructors from the field, so I pull them in from industry. So when I had a MIG class open up, I hired a MIG welder to teach that class. I do that for my pipe, my TIG classes. I also have instructors that have been the underwater welder, instructors that have welded in Dubai, Alaska, Wyoming, all across the United States. Slide, please. Now, some of the things we can cover. All right, first off, yes, you can go to work and attend class at the same time. And the reason why is because my program's divided into cohorts. When we talk about cohorts, we're talking about specific time groups. So I have 2 morning cohorts, an afternoon cohort, and then 2 night cohorts. So what that allows you to do is, if you're one of those non-traditional college students that's actually working full-time and attending school, you can still do that, right? My new cohorts usually start in the fall and the spring, right? If there's ever a problem with time, for example, you're working night shift and you're going to school during the day, and then all of a sudden your boss says, hey, I need you to start working days. Don't think you have to drop out of the program or stop coming to class or something of that nature in order to deal with that problem. Get with me and I can help you. I can help you get into like the evening cohort. We'll just flip your schedule. It's not that hard. The thing I would counsel you against is don't leave the cohorts. Because what happens is, if you decide that you're going to go into the morning cohort, I can guarantee you will have every welding class that you need in order to complete your certificates or your degree, as long as you stay in that cohort. Now, if you leave, go out to Odessa and make some money, and then come back with anticipation that you're going to be able to come right back where you left off, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. And the reason why is all my classes are waitlisted. Sign up early for those classes because they're consistently filled all the time. Please, do your research, decide what you want to do with your life, and understand that I'm not teaching you how to pass a weld test. I'm teaching you how to weld, and that's a career. If you have any questions, you can reach me at the co-welding at lonestar.edu, or you can find me in the Lone Star directory. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. So you listed a couple different certificate options on that first slide. And how do students know which path to go into? Do you help them with choosing, which type of welding they need to choose, or can they learn all of them? And is there a benefit to learning more than one type? And kind of just talk us through that a little bit.
All right. So when a student signs up for the degree, Shannon, or when they sign up for classes, they're going to be given basically a course schedule that will show them the path that they need to go. Now, the welding processes that we cover, we teach the 4 major welding processes that the industry companies that hire are looking for. Shielded metal arc welding stick, gas metal arc welding MIG, gas tungsten arc welding or TIG, and flux core arc welding. Those 4 processes can take students worldwide, and depending on which way they go is going to be entirely up to the student, because I have some students that come in and they only want to learn stick, and then when they get into the stick class, they realize that TIG's better. Or I have some students that, they want to be a TIG welder and then realize that it's hard. It takes a lot of effort, so they don't want to do it. And they like stick better. There's always a process that will draw students to that one process. And that's just them understanding what they want to do with their life and where they want to go.
Perfect. Okay. And let's talk about equipment needs for a minute. Do they have to provide any equipment on their own? And is there any kind of financial aid or scholarships to help with the cost of that if they need it?
So equipment, the students are going to have to spend basically between $150 to $300 for their basic welding equipment. That includes their helmet, their gloves, grinder, hand tools, and all that craziness. I think that it's covered under their scholarship, so they can use money for books to get the welding equipment. A lot of students, they're going to invest in like the cheaper equipment when they start off, and then as they progress, they're going to get more dedicated to it, and then invest in bigger, better equipment. So what I would recommend for the students that are just starting off, don't spend like $1,200 for a welding hood. Not until you've taken a couple welding classes and decide that, when you get cut, you bleed sparks, and then spend the $1,200 for the welding hood.
Perfect. That's good advice. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much for that information, Anthony, and I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So next up, we have Rob Adakovich. He is the director of our machining technology program. Rob, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Shannon. Before we get started, on behalf of all the panelists, we'd like to thank you, Shannon Oliver, and of course, Dallas Nelson for putting this together. We appreciate your doing that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Robert Dockovich, the program director and professor at the Conroe Center up in Lone Star College-Conroe Center. We offer a very comprehensive machining program, and as you see on this slide here, we have the programs of study. The first two I want to emphasize a little bit about. The machine shop math and blueprint reading is vital. It's your bread and butter of the course. That, along with that third course, basic machine shop, they are your prerequisites. So if a student wants to come in and say, well, I would like to take CNC classes, you cannot just go right into CNC. You must take those three classes first in order to move on to the CNC portion. We also offer intro and advanced CNC CAD/CAM software, where the student gets to geographically geometric shape for a part that they would do on the computer, and they would convert that geometric shape to the machine. Slide. Many different types of machining shops in the area that I am in contact with, helping our students get jobs when they complete their certificates and or degree. You must understand, it's not just the oil field. We have medical, dental, aerospace, automotive, and of course the oil field shops. Slide. As far as gainful opportunity in the area, like I was mentioning earlier, there are all types of opportunities for students for employment, whether it be the manual, which is the hands-on part where you're making all the parts manually, or programming as CNC. And these are all entry-level positions that you would get coming out of college, and there's plenty of jobs there. Some students go on and they go to the quality, which is the inspection of the parts. After a machinist makes a part, they'll go ahead and measure the part, certify it under the quality assurance portion of our trade. Majority of our programming jobs come 5 to 10 years after machining experience. If you want to be a CNC programmer, you're going to need to be in the shop 5 to 10 years, get experience, understand all the processes prior to being a programmer. And then again, Anthony also said there is machining nationwide. Anywhere, you could go anywhere in the country and work as a machinist. There's the next slide, thank you. Bright outlook. The occupation expected to grow rapidly over the next several years. Baby boomers are retiring, everyone. There are so many opening jobs coming up between now and 2030. There'll be plenty of options for you to go to work in many places. The industry has reported that having difficulty filling these critical jobs, not only in just machining, automotive, welding, and land surveying too, which we're all here talking about today. Entry-level positions, we have an established co-op program for our senior students. What that means is our last semester, it's a capstone course where the student signs up for a co-op. Either I will help them find a company in the area where they will work after school and, get some experience in an actual machine shop, or the student sometimes finds a machine shop themselves in the area and they will, go to work for that company. But I do have partner relationships in the industrial park area where the Conroe Center sits. We're right smack in the middle of the industrial park area. We are, our college is located. Of course, I have other locations for students to go to work as well. So that would be your capstone course. A lot of times students remain with that company after, completed that capstone course, and they will go ahead and work for that company for many, many years. There's also small shops. They hire our students, and all the companies note that you are trainable, okay? When you come out of the college, you're not a machinist. You're not. It takes years to become a machinist. And you have to realize that over the years, you get better and better and better, and the money gets higher and higher and higher. Trust me on that. There's a lot of money to be made in this field. And these small shops hire us, and they train our students to get better at that profession. It really works out great. I do stress that you go for your Associate of Applied Science degree. We have a certification program. What it is, Cert 1 is your manual cert, Cert 2 is your CNC operator, and then Cert 3 CNC programmer. These are stackable certs that lead to your associate's degree. Slide. And yes, please contact us through the slide you see right there, and we'll be more than happy for you to hook up with an advisor to talk to. You can call my office anytime, but you can see the website there for the program.
Perfect. Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome.
Sorry about that echo. So a lot of the programs here are, everybody's very familiar with exactly what they do and what they are and all of that kind of stuff. So I want to back up for a minute. And can you just explain exactly, what a machinist does and what their role in the industry is and kind of what that job entails?
Sure. Well, the definition of machining is the process of removing material from like a bar of stock, and I'll explain that further. You can take either flat stock, which is metal. It could be a half-inch thick, an inch thick, 6 inches thick, and the machinist will machine this flat stock perfectly parallel. They'll square up the flat stock, and they'll go ahead and machine geometric shapes in it. They may just drill holes to mount, another type of part onto the flat stock. You'll be working with round material from 1/8 inch diameter up to 24 inches in some places, where you turn on a lathe, you would turn the diameter down to a specific size and make round parts. Machinists also build machines where in the manufacturing environment, as you know, there's lots of assembly line work, and I'll just take a bread slicing machine. Well, the bread slicing machine has to go through a specific size, and then it goes through a slicing process. Well, the machinist has to build everything on that machine, okay? And that is very, very important that when we build these parts, that they're exactly to the size that is on the blueprint. And we work closer than the hair on your head. The hair on your head is 3.5 thousandths of an inch. The machinist works closer. We have precision measuring machines, or precision measuring tools, and we measure precise. We're very, very accurate at what we do. And I hope that answers your question a little bit.
Absolutely. Okay, so what characteristics or skills are important for somebody who's interested in pursuing a degree or working in this industry?
I've noticed over the years, the ones who are mechanically inclined, like to work with their hands, are really good machinists. Guys who like to tinker around a little with the cars, or even doing puzzles. They are like a step ahead of the other students. Also, the gamers, the ones who love the Nintendo and PlayStations, they are really good at when it comes to the programming, on the programming panel. And and then math. You have to be pretty decent in math. And I do want to stress that men and women thrive in this field. So it's not just for men. All of our disciplines are good for men and women. So, just wanted to throw that in there so everyone understood that one.
Yeah, that's important. Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rob.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have Tony Lewis here. He is one of our outstanding automotive technology professors. Tony, welcome to the session.
How are we doing today?
I'm good, Tony. Thanks.
All right. So welcome to the automotive. Hopefully this is an interest you might look into. We have, similar to the automotive or the welding program, we have 3 levels of certifications. You have a level 1 cert. I'll cover that in just a second. A level 2 certification, and then of course the associate's degree applied science for automotive technology. Each one has its own step. Next slide, please. See, yeah, there we go. Okay, so each one has its own. After the first semester of full-time study, it opens opportunities. You're going to get what you can see right there, the introduction to automotive technology, the automotive electrical systems, automotive brake, and steering suspension systems. That would be in your first semester. You get those all 4 of those classes, which is 16 credit hours. It opens opportunities to get in the door. So now you have a piece of paper that goes on your resume and a credential. You have a hard credential, get you in the door. Then in the second semester, you're looking at actually the second and third semester, because after 3 semesters of full-time study, you'll have 18 more credits. I'm sorry, 6, 10, 14 more credits. 14 more credits. And here you're going to get a little bit more advanced. The drivetrains, the engine performance, climate control, which is your heating and air conditioning, and then automotive electronics. And the difference between automotive electrical and electronics are the systems. Automotive electronics gives you the basics. If you do not know how to use, read ohms and volts and use a multimeter to do so, that's where you're going to learn that. Now you take that information in your second and third semesters for automotive electronics, and you learn about the systems and how to diagnose it on a vehicle. So you have to have an interest in electronics to be in today's world of automotive, because literally there's not a system on the vehicle today that is not related to electronics. So it's very, 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 very important that you understand that automotive electronics and the electrical systems. Next slide, please. So if you decide to do just the certificates, that's fine. You can do level 1, level 2 certs, and you could go out into the work field, and you'll probably do just fine as an entry-level tech for 3 or 4 years. If you decide to do the associate's degree of applied science in automotive technology, which is highly, highly recommended, you gain much more, because you're going to have this is saying first and second semester of the second year. This is the second year. So you're getting automotive engine repair, automatic transmissions and transaxles, engine performance 2, which is just a continuation of engine performance 1. There's so many systems on a vehicle. And then you have the co-op, like Rob was talking about, where you get to go out and work in the environment, in the industry, and you work either at a dealership, at a shop, and you can do that as a job, or you can do that as a volunteer, which, again, I can help you with a lot of those. I can put you in the directions. And then of course the last part of it would be your academics, your composition, and your speech, your math, social behavior. That gets you your degree. Why is it so highly recommended that you go for the degree? Because it opens many more opportunities for you in the future. If you decide to become a manager, if you decide to work in a dealership, which is a great opportunity. You work at a dealership. You don't just have a technician. You could be the shop foreman or the service manager. In order to move up those positions, they're requiring a degree. Also, you have to have it to be an instructor. Somewhere in your career, you might decide to be, to teach at Lone Star College. You'll be required to have that degree. So it opens up several more opportunities for you and increases your pay. Next slide, please. If you're familiar with the automotive industry, you should be familiar with the ASEs, which is Automotive Service Excellence. It promotes excellence in the automotive industry. It has several. There's 17 different subject areas in the ASEs. You could have body, you could have parts, heavy truck, bus, school bus. But I'm going to concentrate on automotive engine repair, because that's what our automotive electrical and vehicle repair, because that's what we do here at the school, which is, it gives you the skills necessary to diagnose, service, and repair cars, trucks, SUVs, and there's 8 of them, and we gear you towards them. We don't guarantee that you'll pass them. That's up to you. What you put into it is what you'll get out of it. And if you was able to pass all 8 ASEs upon completion of the school, you would be considered a master certified technician. And there are approximately 300,000 automotive technicians that hold these certifications. There's probably 2 million people, at least 2 million people in America that hold a master's degree, but only 100,000 hold that master ASE certification. So put yourself in a much smaller bowl, but holds a whole lot more weight, right? We have an entry-level certification that is thought of as the first step in building a career that we do offer at the school. Now, it doesn't have the A in front of it like you see over there. The tests offered A1 through A8. It has an E, which is for entry-level. And really, if you can take these at the school, the entry-level certifications, it really prepares you to pass the ASE certifications for the industry. Now, for the industry, you have to have 2 years of school, 1 year of employment, or 2 years of employment in the industry to even be able to take those tests. So again, the school, 2 years of school, and if you have a job while working there, you're already set up upon graduation for the ASEs. Next slide, please. Oh, this is great because Rob made a good comment. The automotive industry is undergoing the biggest transformation in its history. Automotive experts are needed now more than ever. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there's going to be about 75,000 new technicians needed by the year 2026. Why? Same thing. Robert mentioned the baby boomers, but here's the real deal. This COVID-19 thing is taking its toll on a lot of jobs for the people that are at an age where they can retire, and they've chose to do so. But that industry includes several different things, not just being a mechanic. Or we don't even call it a mechanic anymore because it's so technical. We're called technicians. It includes manufacturers, automotive sales, service and repair technicians, parts associates, which is your parts counters, service advisors, managers, service managers and shop foremen, instructors, and even shop owners. Again, that degree would help you with being a shop owner. As a matter of fact, I digress a little bit for the degree. They are now this fall offering through Lone Star the bachelor's degree in automotive technology, which gives the business end of it as well as the engineering portion of it. So that is another step. Of course, in order to do the bachelor's degree, you have to have the associate's degree. So it's a stepping stone. Next slide, please. There we go. Amid the COVID-19, as I already stated this, right? Like most going through challenges, however, that makes now a perfect time to seek the training and credentials that will be necessary for the industry to stand back up to full strength. Many seasoned technicians are choosing to make this a career stopping point, which opens several doors for you. If this is an interest of yours, now is the time to do it. Are there jobs right now? Absolutely. Tire and lube centers like Discount Tire, they're hiring. All the lube centers for all the dealerships, whether it be Gullah Ford here, they're hiring. Gullah Mazda, Gullah Toyota. Cowboy Kia, they're all hiring right now for lube and tire techs. So they're looking for them. But what do they look for? They look for someone that has a little bit of education and a little bit of experience. So you can get that in that first cert, that first certification, level 1 certification. You can get it in your first semester by coming to Lone Star. Next. As I was just saying, all the different locations right here locally, we have Ford, Toyota, Honda, Kia, Hyundai, BMW, just to name a few. But that's not just local. That's everywhere. It doesn't matter. Again, like someone else was saying, that this is nationwide. It doesn't matter where you go. Once you get this credential and this training, it's good. It's good not just nationwide, but worldwide. A lot of vehicles work. I mean, Volvo, that's Sweden, right? BMW, Hyundai, that's not even in America. But we service them here. We build them here. So here is where you keep that. But it's where you can go anywhere with it. I've done my research, find independent facilities. There's over 100 centers just in Montgomery County. Just in Montgomery County, that's 100 centers. That means Joe's Automotive Detailing or Joe's Automotive Transmission Shops or Starter Repair. whatever it is, we have at least 100 of them right here in this county. And most of them franchises. You've seen a lot of these franchises like Pep Boys, Firestone, Disc Brakes. Again, you can get in the door with that first certification with those that you see right there, those 6: Service First, Meineke, and Midas. Next one. Tire and battery service centers. Most of you have seen this. You see Discount Tire, National NTB, National Tire and Battery. Lube centers, Jiffy Lube, Take 5, Valvoline centers, Quick Car, Lube and Tune, and auto parts, which is overlooked in many cases for the automotive industry. AutoZone, Napa, O'Reilly's, CarQuest, Excel. Those are all franchise places, but auto parts in the dealerships, that is another position in the dealership, and they pay well. They pay very well. And again, why would you need that? Why would you need a degree or any information about automotive to be an auto parts specialist? You just stand and sell parts over the counter. Not true. A lot of these places like AutoZone, I know AutoZone makes you take an automotive test to be hired there. In other words, what do you know about the automotive parts? What do they go to? What does this work for? How does that work? Because the customer's going to ask that. So it's definitely a plus to have that information for these employment opportunities. Next slide, please. So COVID-19 operations. Everyone in the great world is under the digression for all this stuff. We're talking about how we do it in college, right? How do I teach you how to work on a car during COVID-19 world? Well, online, before you come to the college, you'll have discussions, assignments, you'll see videos, we'll have quizzes and take exams. All that will be online. Do it at your house, at your job, at your car, wherever you want to do it. Upon completion of that, and of course, once the safety and precaution measures are met, on-site lab, hands-on tasks will be performed in small social distance groups. In other words, I'll take 8 people and spread them out 6 feet apart, and we'll take an engine apart, or I'll show you how we'll replace a starter, or whatever the task is. You'll do it in a smaller group, which a lot of people find that to be much more progressive anyway, because they get more time and more one-on-one. So some of this COVID-19 operation stuff is not a bad thing, but you'll have to do some online material first. So that is definitely something you need to know. Next one. All right, so if you've talked to the advisors, they're telling you what the tuition costs. I have right here some additional costs. As Anthony was stating in the welding department, you got to have a hood, you got to have boots, you got to have some certain things. Well, here it's not quite as much. You have to have that text. That text is paramount. Must have it. And it has to be purchased with the MindTap, which when you go to purchase this under the website right there under Barnes & Noble, make sure that you choose the text with the online portion, which is the MindTap. And it is, like I said, it's the online portion of the training that we're going to do because of COVID. You would have had to do it anyway, but now it's even more beneficial. So that text costs about $160 to $250. You can get this. I caution you, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it used. You can get it from some other places. But if you don't get it with the MindTap, you're wasting your money. And the first day of class, you're going to need it. So that's going to be something you're prepared for. Next one. There we go. Uniform. When we come to the lab, you got to have a shirt. Why do we have a shirt? That specific shirt is a uniform in it, and it parallels with the uniform that's being used in the industry. I haven't worked anywhere in the last 35 years that didn't require a uniform in this industry. So a $20 to $25 blue Dickies shirt, and can be long sleeve, short sleeve, doesn't matter. The patch I will provide to you, and it can be sewed on, it can be buttoned on, it can be glued on, it can be ironed on, however you want it. It has to be on the shirt pocket or above the shirt pocket. And here's a couple places you can find this shirt. You can find it at Walmart, Target, Academy, several locations online. Not hard to get, but it is required. Appropriate footwear, it doesn't matter. Footwear and stay on that slide. Footwear and pants. A lot of people, I just had this question come up about steel-toe shoes, and then I handed them a torque converter that weighs about 80 pounds. If that dropped on your foot, you'd smash your toes. So steel-toe shoes are definitely required. And again, this right here is a small minor thing, and I actually have some glasses, but I really think you're going to want your own. $2 and up, depending on how high speed you want to be. Safety glasses must meet the ANSI Z87 rating and can be purchased at any local automotive parts stores, Harbor Freight, Walmart, many online options. And if you want to know if it's Z87, ANSI Z87 rated, along the ear where it goes across right by your eye, goes back to your ear, you'll see where it states it on there. Down there it says prescription glasses. I don't think it's going to say Z87 anywhere on your prescription glasses, so that does not count. Okay, if you wear them, you might need to buy a pair of safety glasses that are Z87 rated that go over your prescription glasses, but your prescription glasses do not count as a safety glass. And it is mandatory once we step foot into that training area where you do the hands-on in the shop. So I have spoke fast. I have spoke a lot of stuff. You can connect with me. You can get me at this phone number. Leave a message because that will be the school. I'll have to catch you back on that one. You can email me at co.automotive@lonestar.edu, or you can find me through the tech department right there. I recommend that if you're interested in the automotive field, in the automotive program, that you visit this website right here and check to see some of the other things that are there. And I can be reached at any time, anyway. So just feel free to connect to me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tony. You gave us some great detailed information there. I want to go back just for a second about the certificates that you talked about. I want to make sure that it's that everybody understands the way that the certificates work. You said the ASE entry-level certificate is one that the students complete at Lone Star, and they can get that before they leave. Is that right?
The entry-level ASEs can be performed. Yes, you can perform them and achieve all of the entry-level ASEs at Lone Star Conroe Center.
Perfect, and that will get them the certifications that they might need, the industry certifications they need to be able to be employable.
Absolutely. I would tell you that I use them. We use tools to work on cars, and if you're interested in this, you know that. But I'm going to tell you there's some other tools that I say tools in your toolbox is not just the wrenches and screwdrivers and hammers that we use to work on things, but the tools in your toolbox can also be your credentials, such as an ASE certification or a degree or certification, level 1, level 2 certification. Those tools in your toolbox go on your resume, and if you have them versus the guy that does not, you have the cutting edge. So getting those ASEs at the school before you leave, along with the certifications, is just more tools in your toolbox.
Perfect. And are there any skills or characteristics that might be important for somebody who's interested in this industry?
Mechanical aptitude. If you cannot tell me where the hood is and how the tires are round, you're probably not cut out for this type of job. And it used to be the fact that they say, oh, anybody can turn wrenches, and they call them grease monkeys, like a monkey could do the job. However, times have changed, and everything is technical. So the electronics and the logics that go into how an engine works and how the sensors work, you have to have a little bit of mechanical aptitude, and you got to have a little electrical aptitude. So if other than that, being able to learn, the willingness to learn and take the time to, if you don't understand it, take the time to try to understand it. If you're not willing to do that, you'll struggle harshly in this field.
Perfect. Good advice. All right. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Last but not least, we have Nico Marina. He is our Program Director of Land Surveying and Mapping. Nico, go ahead and take it away.
Hi there, Shannon. Thank you. We want to start. There's an issue always. There's a few that know what surveying is about, and so I start with this slide that shows a little bit of the general impression that people have in surveying. We can talk about society that think that we are asking questions to people and we ask them to fill surveys about anything. Of course, our family members usually think that we are scientists like Einstein. Clients, and this is sometimes good and sometimes it's not, but the clients usually think that we're just taking their money away. Kids used to think that we were taking pictures. We believe that we are these people that are special because we're the first one in places and the last one to leave. But in reality, we are usually outdoors, working either in construction, boundary, or any other job that we do, and you're going to be seeing the options we have. Next slide, please. Um, we are a profession that is under the Texas Administrative Code, and we deal with, as I said, with boundaries. We deal with measurements either above or below the surface of the earth. Um, and we visit this during the classes at Lone Star. Go ahead, next slide. What are the options that you would have with us after you complete the degree, either the certificate or the Associate of Applied Sciences? You can be doing hydrographic surveying, that's mapping the bottom of the sea. Sometimes instead of mapping it, you're just maybe placing pipes on the bottom of the sea. It pays well. We have had offered to our students that they work 3 months and then they come back for a month, and it was good. It was good. The pay you got, the offer that they had was really really good. We have construction. Usually that's where people see us in the side of the road working. Usually you don't. Nobody loves us. Whenever they see us, they know there's going to be a traffic jam. So now we got to pay attention to whatever we're doing. Geodesy is more about the shape of the earth, and it's really scientific. We have mapping. It's usually indoors. You're going to be working with software, processing all the information that you get or someone gets in the field in an office environment. It's good that you know the field so you understand what's happening, what's getting to your forensic. It may be an actual crime scene, or it may be a disaster. Like we had an issue a few years ago where a bridge fell and they needed surveyors with scanners and engineers to gather information, earthquakes. We are needed for that purpose to make measurements. We are special. We are expert measurers, and part of that, and gather the information to help either the courtroom or the other professionals to see what happened. And boundary surveying, that it's whenever there's a subdivision or we have a conflict between neighbors about a fence, or even like we have heard lately, they're still arguing in Oklahoma and Texas on who owns what in the Red River. Next slide, please. So we have two options for you. They're stackable, so whatever you work on the certificate, which is the one that you're seeing over here, and it's 32 credit hours. It's going to add up to our next degree, which is the Associate of Applied Sciences. We can go ahead to the next one. What we want is that you will have the options of working with engineers, architects, project managers, developers. All of that we added into both degrees. We have courses that work with math. You need to like and more than like understand math. As I said, you're going to be working with engineers. You need to understand the law. As you can see, there are legal principle courses over here. That's something that we strive to give you the basics on it. As you grow as a professional, you will need to keep working on it as well. This associate will get you the opportunity with the right experience to sit for the surveying training examination, which is another step that you would take in order to become a registered professional land surveyor in Texas. As I am an RPLS is the name that we are, the acronym for it, in Texas, and I'm licensed also in Puerto Rico. Next slide, please. How are the courses taught? Even though we have now COVID, as Tony was saying, we have had this before, and the way we teach the courses, we have some online, like the ones that you have the intro course, calculations 1 and 2, intro to GIS, Those courses, as well as the capstone course and the legal principles, they are taught completely online. This next semester, we're going to have all the courses but one that's going to be taught online, and then the option that we offer, the blended or hybrid option, is that you're going to be taking care of the lectures online and you come to campus to get the hands-on experience. Okay, why is that? Most of our students are working, or we're the only program in 3 hours in a 3-hour radius, so that reduces the visits of the students to our campus. Also, that said, the courses are taught at night from 6 to 9 during the weekdays. So the ones that are working close by that can come, they will do so after they work. There's going to be a lot of muddy boots on the classroom. Okay. Then we have the face-to-face. Most of our courses are going to be blended or hybrid. We're going to be there in the classroom. If you can come to the lecture, awesome. If not, the material is going to be for you online. Most of our students, they come to the classroom and they want to have the option of asking right there. But as I said, and because of COVID, this semester we're only going to have labs at the campus. Next slide, please. In case you have questions, you can contact me. I'm Nico Marina. Or you can visit our page. Also, if you would like to know if there's job opportunities, I always suggest that you visit a job search engine and see if you're looking only for a job, you can do that search and see how's the job market. In our case, I would suggest a candidate or person that likes to be outdoors. Can work from 10 to 12 hours outside until you start building up experience and gaining a reputation, and you become licensed. Once you become licensed, then you're going to be starting to work in the office, and you can even become the owner of your own company.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Nico. So I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked a couple of the other presenters. What are some skills or characteristics that are important for somebody who wants to pursue this degree or go into this industry?
Well, really, really key, and I really like the one that Rob used for the puzzles and all of that. Also, we need a prospect that likes solving problems. And I said that because it's going to be like doing an investigation. In our case, when we're doing a field survey, sometimes we're searching for a rebar in 150 acres piece of land. So you need to have that fire in you that you're not going to stop until you find the evidence. So you have to be problem solving oriented, detail oriented. We can commit an error and I would have loved to put over here the video of the Lake Pinure disaster where a lake went into a mine of salt. And it was because one of the things they say is they just turned an angle incorrectly. So they didn't pay attention to that. So we need persons that are detail oriented, really technological. We're using now drones. We're using scanners. There's a lot of equipment that it's so technological that this generation has an advantage over my generation on this because you're so used to technology. So that's an advantage right now for this profession, for anyone trying to come in. Being technological, problem solving. If you don't like math, you can still give it a try. We don't say it's math, but it is in the classroom. But you can start it, and we've had students that as soon as they see the opportunity and where it can take them, they just jump into it and keep going.
Perfect. And do you guys have any internship or job placement opportunities that you do through your program?
Well, we have been trying to do that, and I have to be honest. What's going on is that most of the times the companies they come to the classroom, they hire our students, and there's no internship. They just get hired right there, and it happens because you can start just chopping line, let's say clearing away and surveying, and you can go up to become an owner of a company, making millions of dollars a year. So that's how broad the spectrum is for you to work in surveying. So what's going on is that they come to the classroom and we invite them. This semester we had about 4 companies before COVID. We had Gracious Surveying, we have Pacheco College. We just got an email from United States Forest Service. So everybody comes over here, auctioneering. We've got company from the company that wanted to offer offshore work to our students was from Great Britain. So because they wanted to do business with U.S. citizens offshore. So we don't have internships, but we get you jobs.
Well, that's not a bad problem to have.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nico. I appreciate you spending some time with us. Okay, so I'm going to go right into some questions here. We just have a couple minutes left, so I want to get a couple questions answered. Rob, this question is for you. I have a student asking about course numbers for the machining program. Now, maybe you don't need to go into detail on what all of them are, but maybe explain how he would find that out and how he would get enrolled.
Okay, they're asking about course numbers. Can you be more specific here? Or?
So I think he's probably a new student, and so he wants to know where we start, which classes we start with, and what those course numbers are.
Okay. MCHN is our acronym, I believe, for machining. MCHN 1343 is math. MCHN 1302 is blueprint reading. MCHN 1338 is basic machine shop. And we're starting a 4th class this semester, encouraging our students to complete your associate's degree in 2 years. By adding 4 classes per semester, 12 credit hours. We're also adding MCHN 1319. Let myself add here to that, our 1302 blueprint reading, we're developing it online. Math is going online. That would be an 8-week 1. 8-week 2 in the fall semester will be 1319 online. And then the 1338 will be a hybrid where 1 day of the week you'll be actually in the lab starting to get hands-on training. And I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, and if you have any more questions about what courses register for, the Conroe Center has advisors that they specialize in it. So just go find their contact information on the Conroe Center website, and they will put you in the right direction. Okay, a question for Anthony. Can I get credit for any work that I've done in the field?
All right, credit that you've done. What kind of work in the field? Did you specify, or he?
No. Just like, can we get work credit for work that they've done in the past and for course credit?
So the only way that that's going to happen, it will be for stick 1 and stick 2, and they can do a PLA, which is a prior learning assessment. So what that means is that student's going to have to contact me, come in. They'll take a written knowledge-based test and a weld test 2 standard as demonstrated in the field, and they have to pass both in order to get credit for that.
Okay.
And
But there are options. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I think that's all of our questions for today. So if any of you joined us late today, just know that we did record this, and we will have this posted on the website for you to go and review. So if you missed a portion, or if you want that contact information or some of those screenshots, those are available for you. That should be posted by the end of the week. And that is going to be posted at lonestar.edu/live. If you have any other questions or need help, please don't hesitate to reach out either to our Student Services Department or to any of these folks that you heard from today. That's what they're here for, is they're here to help you. So We want to wish you best wishes for the upcoming semester, and we hope to see you around on campus. So thank you so much for coming. We hope you have a wonderful evening.